Hi, everyone, and welcome to Unsupervised Consequences Day 31. I am your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and I am talking about something today. So this series is documenting my duplication of success. My previous series, which is Where Did the Rest of Me Go, talked about my journey of going from over 450 pounds, and that ended when I hit 290 pounds. Now I am just under 280 pounds. 278 as of yesterday. And now I went on vacation, gained 16 pounds, and now I'm going through the process again. So I'm kind of talking about the issues with mindset and getting things started and how I'm breaking down those things on a daily basis. So today's topic is based on a quote that has been attributed to King Solomon. And what it is, I'm sure many of you have heard a parable before where it says, "This too shall pass." And I want to talk about it. So, what I'm basically saying is that there is a definite principle. Thanks, Serge. I appreciate your support, buddy. It's been actually, you know what? I've been posting reels because I'm trying to do a chin up online, and and people have been really receptive and very supportive, and it makes me so happy because it's just right now I'm just hanging there and just trying to lift my legs up each time a little bit higher, a little more effort, and it's going really well because it's not a fast process. Luckily, I'm not fast at anything, so it's been great. So this too shall pass. I A lot of the times we think about it specifically on the idea of that bad times will disappear, that we will overcome them, that we will, uh, I guess, overcome adversity, right? That's something that we always think about. And I think what's important is to understand that the idea of this too shall pass is not I like to call it like a zebra. It's not black, it's not white, it's not good, it's not bad. It's neither one of those things. It can't be attributed to either side. It is only a fact that number one, change is inevitable. We can try and stop it, we try and control it. It is beyond our means to uh, eliminate it. And if we do, the consequences are catastrophic to us as human beings. And I am a human being. There's nothing you can say that will prove otherwise. Now, that being said, um, you know, I always like this quote is that it's actually from the Bible. I don't remember where, but it does say that time and unforeseen occurrence befall us all. And a lot of times people say, well, if God exists, why does he allow, kids to be sick or people to starve and all those kind of things? Like, that's not the idea behind that, right? And thinking that, well, if he created everything and knows everything, then he should just stop things. You're like, can you imagine what kind of a useless sack of flesh you would be if you didn't have to overcome anything and everything was just handed to you? You would be insufferable to be around, just absolutely horrendous as a human being. And that's one of the hard parts about it, is knowing that, and we talked about it a little bit before, was that in studying, like right now I'm going through I read a little bit of Marcus Aurelius while I was on my trip, and I'm trying to get back into it. It's a little bit harder, just it's very uh it's difficult to read. Not in that it's difficult, it's that the words are so impactful that it takes time to digest. And the idea of the Stoics is people throughout history, and people are like that you deny yourself and everything. And I'm not sure if it was on purpose, by design, or what, but I feel like that has been part of my childhood, where for me I need to suffer a little bit through what I'm doing. Like today, like, so I'm doing these hanging exercises to try and eventually do a chin up, and I'm developing calluses, but I got a little blood blister there, and I was so happy because it was kind of like a mark of the difficulty that I'm going through. It wasn't just that only I could feel, but now I could show someone and say, see that? that's because I was doing something. And I know how weird that may sound, but it's the idea of because a lot of people, even today, I was at a barbecue for a lodge, and it was very enjoyable. And a lot of people that had seen me, they were like, this is the first time they had seen me not in fancy clothes and stuff. And in turn, they were just like, man, you've lost, your whole body is different. Like your face is different. Everything's different. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And they're like, what's happening? And I was like, I fell into through the roof of a deli, and they just started carving me up. And it's a funny joke. It's not really funny. It's okay. But so that being said, it's like, I have to accept that there will be a time when I'm not sure if it's fall off the wagon or get back on the wagon, one of those, the bad one, and I may pack on some weight. I may, not think clearly. Like, those things happen. And the only thing that's within our power is how we respond to them. So that idea of this too shall pass, while extremely difficult to accept, is really a guiding principle for our existence. And it's a unique thing. And I like to ponder it every so often, is that idea, because we fight change so very much on a daily basis. We really do. And there are, I know I do, just because even now, where people are calming down, and things are getting back to normal or whatever, right? And so people will give me a fist bump, and I'm like, hi, and I go to shake hands, because I'm like, I've mastered the handshake. And I that was one of the horrible things through the pandemic, was I'm like, no, I'm so good at a handshake. I get such a good read off people by shaking their hands. And now I'm not allowed to do that. I'm like, no, I don't like that. It's not an enjoyable thing. So the idea that in some ways we do fight change is tolerable or understandable, but inevitably change always wins. And we aren't able mentally, or even physically, emotionally capable enough to combat it or hold it back, right? I know there are a lot of oaths and things about the tides, how they ebb and flow, and how that's kind of the whole system of things that we're in. They go in and out, whether we can't stop the tide. It's literally controlled by the existence of another planet, right? Well, moon, whatever, you know what I mean. So saying, well, I'm going to stop it, isn't just ridiculous. It's folly. It's an investment of resources that not only will we never be able to get back, but it's actively wasting those resources and just casting them out and be like, nah, we're going to stop it. You can't do that, and I read about, there's a millionaire right now who's spending $2 million a year to stop his aging process. And he's like, well, my chronological age is 46 or something, but my biological age, I have the body of a 22-year-old. And I had that conversation with another person. I said, that's true, right? You can be active and fit and eat well and do all these things that will make your biological age less than your actual chronological age. But that clock ends, it catches you. At some point, you break. And the reason being is that our body is constantly changing. So thinking about it from that idea, everything's connected, bounces. You're absolutely right, Serge. And that's one of those things where it's not just the effort you put in, but it's the balance, that knowing that there are some things that are inevitable. And knowing that there's going to, like, a life anticipating the future isn't lost but you may forget to live in the present, and that's dangerous, right? And it's the same idea. I love this idea where people are kind of, they go through the idea that um, uh, they know better. And if you want to see something really funny, there's a dodecahedron, which is, it's a 12-sided object where they say it might be a kid's toy. They don't know it was excavated in Rome, and a woman used it as something to hold yarn for what she was sewing, and it worked perfectly. And you're going, see, the smartest people have no idea what they're doing, and somebody who just is knowledgeable of one specific thing, ta-da, they figured it out, right? So it's one of those things where I think we'll leave it on that note, is that, I guess, like Serge said, is everything is connected, and balance is, I would say, not even needed. It's the key to unlocking that connection. When we are in balance, we have the ability to not only uh, accept, but embrace change and react in a way that helps us move forward with change, instead of uh, becoming a, not victim, but casualty of change. So this has been Unsupervised Consequences, day number 31. I am Dino the Genetic Marvel. If you're watching this after it is aired live, please feel free to like the video, ask any questions in the comments, or even share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channels, as I am trying to grow the channel actively. Hopefully I can do this and it'll be very enjoyable for everybody. So by all means, I look forward to tomorrow, and in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.